What is your identity? How would you describe yourself in detail? How would your best friend describe you? How would your family describe you? What are your behaviors tell about you? What is your story? What is your belief? Your identity is really important. It's how you view yourself. So, who are you now and who do you want to become? Right? Through the changes that you're wanting to do, whether it's breaking a habit, starting a new healthy habit, what changes you're making, or goals that you want to set out to achieve. Who are you now and who will you be? You know, as a human being, we tend to have a complicated relationship with change. While it is inevitable to change, it's essential for growth. I always say that we grow when we are feel discomfort, especially as a personal trainer. One of the many hats that I wear, I believe that we grow stronger when we're in discomfort. Okay, you can't just continue to lift a weight and stay in that comfort zone, lifting a 2 pound weight repeatedly and believe that you're going to grow a stronger muscle. You've got to have some resistance. You've got to have some discomfort. Not pain, not pain. Going to be clear on that. But change also is sometimes viewed as uncomfortable, especially if it's involuntary or out of your control or being forced upon you, right? Then that's definitely uncomfortable. You know, we are naturally gravitating towards what feels good and away from things that don't feel good. So, whenever you're trying to do something, if you view doing dishes, for instance, as painful or awful or dreadful, you're not going to do it, right? You're going to avoid it. You're going to do everything in your power to do other things that feel good and avoid doing those dishes. But if you stack the dishes, do things while doing the dishes that you deeply enjoy and allow for that time to pass quicker, faster, more effectively, yeah, you can usually tackle those dishes a lot more profoundly, right? Anyways, you may not know that logically change is inevitable and necessary. Okay, so our complex brain is going to attempt to derail us or convince us to give up or revert back to our old ways, our old habits, our comfort zone. It's our reset or autopilot, whatever you want to call it. Our brain is designed to keep us safe and conserve energy. It's not concerned about having a hot body, running a marathon, writing a novel, or getting that amazing job that, pays really well. It's purely focused on keeping us safe in the comfort zone, right? Keeping us in safety, preventing the saber-toothed tiger from eating you up. Someone described the moment which they switch or flip into taking action is when a major event happens in their life. Okay, so things like hitting rock bottom or seeing something or someone experience something that impacts them in a profound way. And this is when they change who they are, who they want to be. Like they have a shift in their identity overnight. They shift in who they want to be. A change in their identity usually happens with one of these major events. Sometimes it happens with the passing of a loved one or seeing someone suffer or getting told bad news, right? So when a strong desire to be a person with certain traits, morals, characteristics, habits, behaviors, typically these things indicate something very specific. Okay, so having a deep, strong desire to be a certain person is critical in knowing your identity. Oftentimes, our identity is just kind of melded and created and conditioned in us by society and our environment and the people that we choose to be around and spend time with, and we just create these stories and beliefs and believe that this is the way, and it's not true, right? We've manufactured that through a lot of thought. It's thought created experience. But don't wait for rock bottom or a doctor to utter words to you that may be irreversible. So what is required of someone to go from an average American type of diet and eating and health to being a vegetarian, right? Not indicating that that's the way, not at all. I'm just trying to make a point here. But what is someone that eats just, the typical American diet to transitioning to a vegetarian? What do they need to do, right? What is it that they need to do to shift to one extreme to another, right? It's not simple. It's like one day they just decide, they shift their identity. They change their identity. They change how they see themselves. They change what they believe about themselves, right? They deeply believe, I am a vegetarian. I am a vegetarian. Like this plays in their mind and they say it out loud over and over again. It's like hypnosis, and they believe it. And that allows them, they know when I'm a vegetarian, they know what follows that, what thoughts, feelings, and beliefs and actions and behaviors follow that identity. So what is required of someone that goes from the couch to running a marathon have to do? Not to say that happens overnight. That's usually over a year, 2 years, 5 years, 4 years. I don't know. Like for me, when I went through my fitness journey, going from the body that I had to the body that I fell in love with, it took 4 years. A lot of people don't realize that. Like they think that just happened like that. It doesn't. It takes years. But what is required of someone to go from the couch to running a marathon, right? It's changing their identity, believing in their heart, believing in their bones, I am a runner. But when we believe we are something, there's something that shifts in our mental focus. There's a shift in the things that we think about, talk about, prioritize. It's a way of being, thinking, feeling, and actions follow. People that go from being addicted to things like smoking or alcohol, same thing. They change their identity, they change their thoughts, their feelings, their behaviors, and they become in alignment with what that looks like, right? Change who they spend time with. They change their environment. I am statements. I am statements mark who someone is. I am a hardworking person. I am reliable. I am strong. I am healthy. I am a mother. I am a wife. I am inspiring. I am important. These are very valuable. I am statements have ownership attached to them. In coaching calls all the time, I hear clients say, I am statements. And my ears perk up. And sometimes it's tongue in cheek, but it's power. There's power behind I am statements. The common ones I hear is I am lazy, I am overwhelmed, I am stressed, I am anxious, I am a night owl. These are keeping you stuck. This indicates to me someone that's deeply connected to a belief that they're not ready to give that title up. They're not ready to let go of that habit, that behavior. They're not wanting to change that. There's some sort of benefit in that title that they're not willing to give up. So turn up your awareness. When you hear someone say, I am, or yourself, in your thoughts and your words, what is it that follows after the I am? Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it who you want to be? Throw out the humor and the tongue in cheek. It's not funny. There's too much power in those words. When you say your I am statements, is this how you want to be remembered? Is this important to you? Is it in alignment with who you are now, or who you want to be. So what stories do you tell yourself about who you want to become? It's owning these identities now, whatever that is. Like, I am a marathon runner, or I am a runner, right? Maybe you're not quite ready to embrace the title of I am a marathon runner. Maybe you just want to embrace I am a runner. But I guarantee you, if you embrace the title I am lazy, you're not going to be running a marathon anytime soon. So the stories you tell yourself is who you become. Right? So I use the example of I am a mother, I am a father, I'm a grandfather, I'm a hard worker, I'm loyal, I'm always on time. What are you saying? What words are you saying? What stories do you believe? What are you thinking? So when we say these I am statements, there's an attachment to these, right? You see the power in that now when hearing these words? So what is your identity? What are your I am statements? Your words and your thoughts impact your actions. How you talk about your goal is incredibly strong. Remember not to talk about what you don't want. It's talking about what you want. Talk about the action steps. What needs to be done is what matters. But what matters more is how you describe yourself. It will either propel you or derail you. I wish I had $1 for every time someone said, I started on my journey. I started working on this goal and somehow I fell off track and I just don't know why. And I hear in their language, I hear how they describe it. They're ambivalent. They're like, oh, I'm lazy, but I want to run a marathon. I want energy, but I'm a night owl. I'm going to stay up late at night and watch my YouTube and Netflix and TikToks. So notice what your I am statements are. Are they clear? Maybe they indicate that you're not fully embracing the identity that it takes to accomplish what you want. Notice how you feel when you say your I am statements. Now, this is not a bunch of affirmations that you don't believe in. You've got to really believe in these I am statements. You can't trick your brain. You gotta believe them. Believe me, I know this to be true. I've done bodybuilding now for 11 years? Believe me, and when I say this, if I deeply believed I am lazy, or I am not capable, or I am weak, or I am not motivated, if I believed those, there's guarantee that I would never set foot on stage. I also want you to think about the fact that our brains are designed to draw us towards what feels good and avoid what doesn't feel good. So if you deeply believe you want to be healthy and have loads of energy, can you simultaneously believe that I am a night owl when you know logically you have to be up at 5 a.m. each and every single day? You cannot be ambivalent. You cannot be torn between two opposites. So you have to deeply want something. So what do you want to become in your future? What does that version of you have to believe about yourself? What is the I am statements that person holds? Maybe there's somebody that you already know that's achieved it. What would be their I am statements? Can you ask them? Or can you imagine for a moment what their I am statements would be? And it needs to be several of them. Who do you have to be to hit your goal or change? So who do you know, or what is that person that achieves it? What kind of person are they? Who you believe you are and your beliefs, your stories are vital to your success. How you think creates a feeling, and that feeling either propels you or keeps you stuck. So how do you talk about yourself? How do you describe yourself? How do you talk to yourself? Because if you're a writer, you write every day. You show up every day. No questions asked. Hoping that your identity will naturally change is like expecting $1 million and a pink suitcase or briefcase to just show up on your daily dog walk by chance. You have to be intentional. You have to take a conscious effort and create your I am statements. And if you're finding resistance in any of this, giving up your stories and being stuck in that ambivalence of one or the other, like thinking I am a night owl because that's just the way it is, and think it's funny, and you're going to hang on to that and you're not going to let go of that, it's going to keep you stuck. You're going to struggle. It will not be sustainable, and it will not be consistent. And you need coaching to work through that resistance. And maybe you're not even ready for change. I used to have a lot of I am statements that I let go of. I used to believe so many disempowering statements that kept me in this, I always picture like a record. I hate water was one of them. I know that's not an I am statement, but I'll give you a couple that come to my mind. I hate water. Like, I wouldn't drink water unless it was in coffee. I thought it was funny. I will not eat eggs. Eggs are disgusting. Like, just the thought of eggs would make my gag reflexes kick in. It's all thought. I eat eggs every day now. I used to believe that I will not eat eggs unless it's in cake. I wouldn't swallow pills either. Now I can 6, 7, 8 of them at a shot. Not a problem. I will never go to a gym. I used to believe that. I thought that a gym membership is a waste of time, money. Who has time for that? I'd rather be out shoveling and doing something productive. That's dumb. I used to have so many crazy, look back on it, and I am too busy. It was my I am statement. You will make time and space for what is important to you. Otherwise, it won't happen. But you know what? I let go of my ego, and when I let go of my ego, a lot of things opened up for me. I became the version of the person that I wanted to be. And the actions were easy. So there you have it. That's what it takes, is creating a new identity and believing it in your bones. And what I find is coaching really helps establish this, keeps you on track with it, and keeps you focused on that new identity. So share with me in the comments. I'd love to know what your identity is or what your I am statements are. Share with me whatever you feel compelled to share with me. It's fun. It's exciting. I love hearing from you. So I look forward to your comments. Thank you.